Now that you understood what is your current body composition and whether you should cut down, bulk up, or do a recomp, you can start figuring out on how to manipulate your calories to begin your journey. The first step is finding what your current maintenance calories are. Your maintenance calories are what's required on a day-to-day basis to maintain your current body weight. To calculate your maintenance calories, we have to first understand how many calories you're spending in the day. We can label this as your TDEE, or total daily energy expenditure. This is the total amount of calories your body burns in a day and the amount of calories you need to maintain your body weight. Your TDEE can be broken down into 4 separate components. They are your BMR, EAT, NEAT, and TEF. BMR is your basal metabolic rate. This is how much calories your body needs to sustain itself at a base level while you're resting. If you're lying in bed the whole day without moving around or doing anything else, this is how much calories your body would need to keep you alive. Your BMR makes up the vast majority of your total daily energy expenditure, roughly around 70%. Next is EAT, EAT, which is your exercise activity thermogenesis. This is how much calories you burn off from doing direct exercises like working out in the gym or going for a run. Contrary to popular belief, EAT makes up a very small portion of your calories you burn within the day, roughly around 5% or so, or if you're lucky then 10%. Now comes NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is basically the things that you do that aren't considered as scheduled exercise, like walking around throughout the day, using your hands while speaking, like what I'm doing now, bouncing your legs while sitting, to name a few. Surprisingly, this has a much higher impact on your TDEE and EAT, making up roughly 15% of your TDEE. Finally, we have TEF, which is thermic effect of food. This is how much calories your body needs to digest and convert food into energy. Certain macros like protein requires a lot more energy to digest. Also fibers. That's one of the reasons we recommend a diet high in protein and fibers while trying to lose weight. Your TEF makes around 10% of your TDEE. So if you're eating the right foods with the same calories, you will have to spend more energy in digesting the amount of food. Now that you know what your TDEE is, let's figure out on how to calculate it. The easiest way for you to calculate your TDEE is to go to our website at abhifit.com, download the calculator and enter your stats. This will give you a rough estimate of what your maintenance calories would be to begin your diet with. Once you've got your TDEE, you will have to experiment a bit by applying into your lifestyle to see what your actual maintenance calories would be. As all calculators can do is to give you a rough estimate of your calorie requirement. You will have to put it into practice to find what your actual calories are that you require to maintain your body weight. Now that you know your TDEE, it's time to break it down into macros. Macros or macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Everything that you eat will have a combination of these macros. Manipulating these alongside your total calories is what leads to either gaining, losing, or maintaining your body weight. Person's macros need will depend on their goal. Someone looking to gain muscle will need a certain combination of carbs, fats, and proteins, compared to someone looking to shed off body fat or someone looking to recomp their body. The most important macro when it comes to fitness is protein, followed by fats, and the least important is carbs. The reason protein is so important is that it helps you retain and build muscle mass, as well as regulate and maintain other important functions of your body. It also has the highest thermic effect, so having a high protein intake will automatically make you burn more calories, allowing you to eat more while dieting. Fats are the second most important macro. Fats help your body regulate and maintain your hormones, among other functions. Finally, carbs. Carbs are the least important as their primary use is providing your body with easy access to energy. Now let's set up your macros. Whether you're gaining or losing weight, your protein intake will not change that drastically. For most people, we recommend having at least 1.6 up to 2.2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. So if you're someone who weighs around 60 kilos, you can have up to 120 grams of protein, for example. This will make sure that you retain as much muscle mass as possible while you're losing weight and helps build as much muscle as possible while you're gaining weight. For fats, we recommend at least half your body weight in grams, and it can go up to around a gram per kilo of body weight. So if you're a 60 kilo person, you'll need to get at least 30 grams of fat per day and can go up to 60 grams. This will make sure that you don't hamper your body's ability to regulate your hormone levels. Now coming to carbs. However much calories you've got left after calculating your protein and fat intake, you can safely put into your carb intake. This is the simplest, most straightforward way of calculating your macros. There are a lot of other methods as well that you can look into, but for first-timers, this is what we'd recommend. And this is actually what we also use till date. Now that your maintenance calories and macros are set up, you can modify it to start working on your goal. If you're going to lose weight, we recommend anything between 10 to 25% of calorie deficit per day. The higher the deficit, the harder the diet will be, so calculate according to what you can sustain over a period of time. Also account for on the cheat days or the weekends where you actually end up consuming more calories. You can actually nullify the entire weeks of hard work by neutralizing the deficit you have achieved in the last 6 days. If your goal is to gain weight, then we recommend a 200 to 300 calorie surplus. We keep the surplus on the lower end to prevent excessive fat gain compared to muscle gain, so you don't have to focus on losing the extra fat later on. Finally, if you're going to do a recomp, then keep your maintenance calories as your target, or depending on your body fat, you can hover around between a slight deficit or a surplus of about 100 to 200 calories to slowly push your body into the direction you want to push it forward. Now, this is how you can find your TDEE, macros, and calorie intake to start working on changing your body and health. In the next video, we'll talk about how strength training will affect your body and health during this journey. See you in the next one.